Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our second session. We've had some fantastic speakers in the first session about the business building and dream. And I mean, we have to dream and we have to move forward. Otherwise, we won't get anywhere. So they were good sessions. Thank you very much. But in this business, you've got to have relationships. You've got to have relationships with your customers, and you've got to have relationships with your distributors. And these are very important points in our business to be able to build your business. And we have a fantastic speaker, Busi, who's going to explain to us what it's all about and how we do it. And this will help those that are new in the business and those that are thinking about it. This is a great time to listen to her and to see what and how it's done. Busi, will you take over, please?
Thank you, Barry. It's nice to be back. Relationships with distributors and customers. God has blessed you with these wonderful people called distributors in your team. Just love them. If you love your team, they will love you back. Right at the beginning, be transparent and be open. We are in this business to build good, healthy business relationships. That's good, successful businesses. Be a servant, but do not spoil the team. I mean, your distributors. Be always there. That is time for training together. Set time and keep it. Assist with orders when needed. Make your team aware when you are visiting the DSC. My team knows that every Friday I'm doing my orders. I can also assist them in need. Be in contact with your team. Share good news now and then, but respect their family times as well. Pass on new good news to your team all the time. Be simple with everything you do. Don't complicate the business. This is a people's business. We promote duplication. Praise, recognize, acknowledge, and thank distributors in your team. Be sincere when you do that. Be a good leader. Know your business, know your products, use your products, and only share good news with your team. I repeat. That is how I build relationships with my distributors, I mean my team. Remember their birthdays as well. They actually love that very much. With customers, have a list of all your customers. Also love them. Share knowledge with them. Give them the best service by having the products. Give them the best service by having the products ready on time. Do follow-ups just to check if they are using the products correctly. Ask them to rate your service. I love that, just to rate my service. Also tell them to feel free if they have complaints concerning the products, to discuss those complaints with you first. Keep them updated with the products, especially with new products. Sometimes we've got our launchings of products now and then. Just share that with your customers. Also share your new life link with them and remind them that they can also join the business as distributors or members. That's from Busi. Thank you, guys.
Lovely. Thank you, Busi. That was very interesting. And it's very important to be able to talk to your customers and your distributors and to encourage them. And this is what it's all about. Our next speaker is a very special person, and they're going to be talking on goals, which is so important. You've got to set a goal. You've got to have a plan ahead. So can I ask Dr. Eddie and Isiza Mbasi to take over, please? Thank you very much.
Sorry. Good. I hope that is now clear. Good afternoon, everybody. Our names are on the screen. We don't have to read it out for you, but our names are Edward, and I'm Eseza Nambasi. Very, very excited about what we do in this amazing opportunity of Near Life. And now we have been requested to talk about goals. And so I want to start by reminding all of us what a goal is, or what goals are. A goal is actually a statement of faith. You won't set a goal if you're not expecting it to come true. So that's what a goal is. And I just want to describe what we have called the SMART description of goals. All of you have heard of the SMART description, which is a goal has to be specific, a goal must be measurable, a goal has to be actionable and achievable, and then it must be relevant. In other words, why do I want what I want? A goal must be time bound, otherwise it's just a dream somewhere in the very far future, but it has to have a time to it. Then the last S that we've put there is stretch. A goal should be able to stretch you. And as we were brainstorming this session, I said that let's talk about it in real terms for our business. If, for example, you are a senior manager and you are now sitting at 1,500 PV, and there is 1 week before the month end, before month end closes, are you going to leave it at that, or are you going to stretch and get that 500 PV so that you can step up to executive manager? That's what we mean by a goal should be able to stretch you. Right, so this is just a schema of what we all have heard of, which is called the Wheel of Life. And that is how you will determine your destiny. And I'll go through it very quickly. Goals can be divided into those areas: spiritual, where you're looking after your spirit man, mind, body, and then of course, family relationships, business and career, financial, social, and rest and restoration. So we have decided that 90 days is about right to work in chunks of that time. And just to recap, a goal is a statement. A goal statement should be nice, short, concise, and inspirational. And it must be motivating. And then you should know what obstacles are there stopping you. Then skills and knowledge. What do you need to know and how do you get it? Then of course, association, who can help you? And then the target date. So now I hand over to Eddie to talk about the actual nuts and bolts.
Thank you very much for that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to 2022. We've survived 2020 and 2021. And that means we can only be stronger and can only grow from strength to strength. COVID is here with us and is here to stay. Even government has acknowledged that. And so we must learn to live with it. As you heard from previous speakers, we're in a simple business. It's not easy, but simple. And so our approach to goal setting should also be simple in that we must keep our eyes on the next step. So for this afternoon's purposes, what I'm going to do is just use the same template that we normally do for our business presentations, and that is the 3 daily success habits. Those are use of the product, sharing of Neolife as an opportunity and the products, and also personal development. So what do I mean by use of the products? When you start this business, you start as a distributor. So as quickly as possible, you should become a qualified distributor. Who is a qualified distributor? One who uses a minimum of 100 points value per month. So set a goal to do this as soon as you start, so that it becomes something that you do automatically every month. In addition to that, when you look around your house, Neolife is a product-based business, products that work, and you can benefit from any of them that you pick. So set a goal to replace whatever you can replace in your house with Neolife, and do this consistently. Then the third one is to set a goal to make sure that your personal PV is increasing as you develop in the business. Now you can say by 5% a month or 10% every 6 months, whatever figure you want to put there, but set a goal to make sure that you're increasing your personal production all the time. Then the second one, that is a share Neolife. And that's how I'm going to use this slide that we've used before to say that each of us, whatever level you're at, and I'll start with a distributor again. The first thing you need to do is to set a goal to make sure that you sponsor 3 new distributors as soon as possible and aim to do 500 qualifying PV. Why do you do this? Because then your eyes are firmly on the next step, which is to become a manager. Once you become a manager, you now up your ante and you will sponsor 5 new distributors in your team. This means that you at least sponsor 1 yourself, but encourage the other people in your team to sponsor as well, all the time aiming to have 1,000 qualifying PV by the end of the month. By doing this and encouraging the new distributors to do their 3 sign-ups and aim for their own 500 qualifying PV, you are well on the way to a qualified senior manager. Once you reach qualified senior manager, set a goal to sponsor at least 10 new distributors in the team. Now, this means that you at least 1 yourself, but you aim to make sure that you're doing 2,000 qualifying PV. And at the same time, you're encouraging your new managers to do step number 2 above. What does this do to you? As soon as you hit 2,000 PV, you become executive manager. And then here, the ante goes up. You set a goal to sponsor at least 12 new distributors in your team, with yourself leading by example and sponsoring at least 1 yourself, more if possible. And that's why the 3 in 30 is such a good goal to run for. Everyone should be doing a minimum of 100 PV, as I mentioned at the beginning. That should be a non-negotiable. In real terms, what does this look like? It looks like you have to talk to a lot of people. Remember, not everybody that you talk to is going to start. The percentages are usually about 10% of the people you talk to will attend a meeting, and of those, another maybe 10 or 20% will say yes. So at least 2 people a day, each of you in your team, will get you to where you want to be. And then, of course, our goal ultimately is to become a director. Now, once you're a director, 15 new distributors is your next goal, because now you are aiming to go higher. And as I said at the bottom there, you're aiming to become an emerald director. There is a lot of incentives that you can take charge, or rather utilize, take advantage of, like your senior managers with product hampers, being invited to special senior manager schools. And then, of course, teaching people how to stretch and go for the extra mile. This is what it looks like with our steps. If you're going to continue looking at the next step, keeping your eyes on the next step, remembering that the most important step in all our business is that one, getting to director. Because once you become a director, all the other steps Oops, my apologies. Go back to the next slide. Yeah, there we go. All the other steps are still director, and it's just a matter of adding an extra leg. And how do you add that extra leg? By your personal development. In other words, you start off yourself. One of the best things you can do is read a positive book, listen to a positive tape or CD, DVD, and cut out the negative input. Because negative, you'll find knocking on your doorstep. But positive, you have to make a choice, a conscious choice to go out and get it. Attend all training, attend all functions, and most importantly, as you grow in the business, count how many legs you have at each function. The people who have grown most in this business are those who have taken as many legs as possible to a function. What do I mean by legs? Those are the people that you've sponsored and the people that they've sponsored. The more legs you have at a function, the quicker your business will grow. So goals, very important. And let's make 2022 the best year ever for all of us and for Eagle Team. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's stop sharing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was very, very informative. And it just shows you that we have to have the goals. We've heard about the dream. We've heard about the relationships, the distributors, and we've had our fantastic doctors tell us about the goals and how to build our distributors. And then once you've achieved that, we've got the recognition of what you have done in this past month or months. And no better than our Ruby directors, Debbie Cunningham. Will you give us the news of who's done well and who's been excited about it? Can we call on you now, please, Debbie?
Yes, thank you, Barry. Thanks very much. Yeah. Hi, everyone. This is my favorite part of the afternoon, as you all know. And unfortunately, there's not many people on the chat, so I'm not going to prolong it. I will just tell you the people that are on the chat, and then I'll ask Cesar to do hers. Right, new distributors. Well, Busi Masani, she got someone started with 146 PV, and yeah, well done, Busi, well done. And then there was nothing there. We had a lot of managers, senior managers going 500, 600 PV. I think December was quite a challenging month. Then I'm going to go to retail sales because I've already started there. Busi, because she did that, she was number 2, second in the Eagle team for getting retail sales. So 1,250, well done, Busi. And then because she got someone started with over 100 points, she gets another 250. So Busi got 1,500 on top. Well done, Busi. Fantastic. Keep going, girl. You'll be a director soon. Okay. Next was Ansi de Klerk. She's here. Yeah, Ansi did well as well. She came third. And so Ansi gets 1,000 PV on top, 1,000 Rand on top. Well done, Ansi. Fantastic. Now, Jenny Potter is still on the road, and I know she's going to be terribly disappointed because I know Jenny is very competitive, and with the directors, she came third. She's normally first or second. This time she came third. But that's still very good because there were a lot of upgrades to directors in the last 3 months. And so Jenny Potter gets 1,000 Rand. So well done, Jenny. Right. The qualified directors, Linda Foster, our faithful, loyal lady. Yeah, she's on holiday, but she qualified well, very well. She's got a very good big team. So Linda Foster, 500 Club. I'm going to start with the directors because they motivate the distributors and the managers. And Linda got 100 Rand from us, from your upline director, and you put in 100 Rand. And then Jenny Holiday and Sean, they got 70 Rand because they nearly made it. So they're close. John and I've got to watch our butts here because I think Sean's going to be coming soon and Jenny Holiday's coming soon. They're going to be Sapphire directors. So that'll be great. I'm so excited about that. In 500 Clubs, I know that Dominic was on. So Dominic, 50 Rand. Ansi, 50 Rand. Rosemary, 50 Rand. Lucy, 50 Rand. Edith, that's in Linda V's team, 50 Rand. And Barry and Liz, 50 Rand. And Mandy. Mandy's coming up so fast. Well done, Mandy, 70 Rand. Well done. Thank you. I think that's all I'm going to say. And I'll hand over to you, Cesar. What about your team?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well done, everybody in the team that have performed so well. In our team, on the call, I can only recognize, okay, I'll start with Bonakele. She's in the name that appears here is Pamandla Masondo, but her name is Bonakele Mhlongo. She qualified as a qualified senior manager, and she signed up one person, and she has a downline who is also on the call, I know, because I saw her face. Her name is Busisiwe Mhlongo. I'll just tell you why they have the same surname. Busisiwe is the daughter of Bonakele. Now, Busisiwe went manager this last month. Yay! And they've already started the new month off with a bang. No, actually, Busisiwe signed up Spamanda last month, so she got one sign up, as did Bonakele. And the beauty about Bonakele's sign up, you know, that's the beauty of the Eagle team. I just want all of you to know. The sign up is in Maputo, Mozambique. And all we had to do was to request Adelina and her group to do everything, follow up and ensure that she got signed up. And it happened. So congratulations. I'll now go to Matthias. You can see a name there called Matthias. He went manager this month. Matthias is logging in from Cape Town. But the beauty about Matthias is his downline also went manager. And the downline lives in Kampala. And the downline has a downline who signed up the other month in California. Guys, let's use the system. And it's so wonderful with all this technology. But anyway, so Matthias is sitting in Cape Town, has a downline growing, which is beautiful. He's gone manager with over 500 points. So now let's talk about the 500 Club. As a result of that, Matthias, you will get 50 Rand, and Bonakele also will get 50 Rand because her team is nice and big. And other people who would have been here are not here, so I won't mention them. But as regards the incentive, the sales incentive, we have a winner here. The other one is not here, but the winner who is here is Bonakele with 1,000 Rand from the Eagle team. Oh, yes, yeah. That's it. And then as regards sign-ups last month, you and I signed up 2 people. And one of them, I'll just talk about her very quickly. She's in she's in Bloemfontein, and she went manager the month of December. She had nothing to complain about, so yay. Thank you very much, everybody.
Oh, that was excellent. Thanks very much to you, Eddie and Cesar and Debbie. It's encouraging to see how people can earn extra money, and it's always just gives that little bit more spark to want to do better. And I find it very encouraging to listen to the recognition, because it just shows you that it can be done. And with all the talks we've had today, there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it. Our final speaker now is John. Will you give us the close, please?
Thank you, Barry. Good afternoon, everyone. Wow, that was fantastic talks. Well done, each and every one of you. Thanks, Barry, for being MC, and Sean for getting all our technical details sorted out. Well done. Let's give them a hand clap. If you have a look at what's been said today, I don't have to add anything. It's all there. It was the most balanced talks that I've heard for ages. Jenny, your dream chart, Caesar, your goals, that was incredible. If you have a look at all of them, all the talks, and Busi, that was amazing. It's wonderful to actually see the personal growth in every one of the team. If you look at how shy Sean was, when I used to visit him in Pangeni, he was so shy we could hardly sit in the same lounge quietly. And Sean wouldn't speak to a person for about 3 years. So that took a lot of courage. And that's what I wanted to just chat about quickly here. We've all got the personal growth, but as we go into 2022, today is the first day of the rest of our business building. So what's happened before, we can use the history there, but have a look forward to this year with a lot of courage. You've got it inside of you. You know the courage. If you look at that aeroplane, when the pilot came over the intercom and said, "We've got good news and bad news for you, passengers." The good news is we're making incredible time, but the bad news is we're not quite sure where we're going. So have your direction there, and if you've got your direction straight, remember that in your vision, in our vision, is your future, and who is depending on you? Your families. You've got your dharma, you've got your legacy that we're leaving behind. It's a most incredible business. And this year, I really believe that we are going to see steps taken. Where there was a ruby before, there's going to be 2, 3 rubies. Where there was no sapphires, there's going to be 2, 3 sapphires. It's all in your hands. What you do with it, it's up to you. There's no bosses here. If you want a promotion, please look at the mirror in the morning or when we finish the Zoom. You are the boss of your own business and your destiny. So I would just encourage every one of you, you've got what it takes. Just take the bull by the horns, as we saw in Spain, where those bulls come down the corridor, the running of the bulls. If the bull's chasing you, sometimes it's better to turn around and grab him by the horns. You might get tossed a bit, but hey, we've got the products to cure us. So let's have a great year. Be careful, this COVID's not over yet. We're still going to be safe. We're still going to maintain our distance, keep our hands washed, etc., etc. But we've got to come out of this stronger than ever before. And looking at what's on our screen today, Debbie and I are just so proud that we can be associated with people like Dr. Eddie and Caesar and Basi. Ruby Derek is going on for 3 Ruby. We've just got to talk it that we are going to get there. So have a great year, have a great month, and well done everybody for this incredible Zoom. And thanks again, Sean, for putting the whole thing together.
Only a pleasure.
And thanks, Debbie. Debbie, for when I say Sean, you got the technical detail. Debbie, you did the program.
Well
So
done,
it's
Sean.
a great hand clap for this, my wife here.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Tim. Very excited to see you all. And yeah, this is our year. This is Osprey's year. And
Amen.
as well, you can claim it. Yeah, we can do it, guys. We can do it. Let's do it.
Thank you very much, everybody. Awesome.